Hi, anyone and everyone. This is Kim, the Humble Hermit with Come As You Are Oracle. I'm going to do the collective for today. Today is Tuesday, February 11th, 2025. You may follow me on the book, the talk, the tube, the lemonade, the blue sky social, the fan base, or not. Totally up to you. I just saw my neighbor walk by in this pretty pink coat. It caught my eye. I like pink coats. I have a thing for pink coats. Yeah, whatever. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it doesn't fit, to make it fit. If some of it fits, we love that for you. Whatever does not, please just leave it on the table for someone else. Because we don't want you taking on energy that wasn't meant for you. That would be useless and pointless. And whatever other less word you can think of. We're going to use the Urban Crow Oracle. I had this sitting out for last night, and then, like I said, I just got busy. I had a friend come over. She had an emergency. I had to help her with that. And I had to go out and run some errands and get some groceries and stuff for tomorrow because I'll be home, but it's supposed to snow really bad. Now I'm thinking I should have bought like a little yogurt and a little cottage cheese, so maybe I should go back out later. I have problems. I literally have issues. I have plenty of food to eat. I could live off what is in my fridge and my freezer probably for like 3 or 4 weeks. Probably, maybe even longer. Even like I don't eat a lot technically anymore for the most part. And even if I shrink it down a little more, I mean, I probably could live off of what's in there for like a month and a half, maybe 2 months. The cats, not so much because I did not stock up on their cat food. But I have food and I act like I don't have any food. All right. We got one on the table. Two on the table. What the? Three on the table. Okay. I think the train makes all my little crystals like wobble around and move around and stuff. Because like sometimes like they're like off. Like they're not where I left them. Four on the table. We got five on the table. I'm gonna do the collective and then the tarot, and then I'm gonna upload them. But I might come back on later tonight and do something. Like when I say later, I mean like 10, 11, 12 o'clock. I don't know. Not that I expect anybody to wait up or anything. I'm just saying. Like if you see 3 videos in the morning, don't be shocked. I'm probably going to do some extra affirmations tomorrow. I think I'm going to do like Witchy Wednesday, but do like like a longer one, like I do for the kids on the weekends. Okay, this is interesting because I'm getting like a couple things here, especially off that card. Seven on the table. I got my boom boom sticks, and the first time I sniff them, it's like a nasal decongestant kind of thing. I thought it worked really well, and it worked for probably maybe like 12 hours, maybe a little bit more than that. But then when I went to do it the next morning, like I felt like it didn't do a damn thing. So maybe my nose is just that messed up, people. Freaking nose, what the hell? Okay, we got 8 on the table. We're going to do 2 more shuffles. I thought there was something on the table. It's a glare. Okay, we're going to do an extra shuffle. I just want to make sure that... One extra shuffle here. Oh, look who it is. I'm going to set these over here on the windowsill on the box. We've got 9 cards on the table. We got Scavenge, Dominance. Oh, I forgot I had messages today too. I might do like a little video and post that separately with messages, because if I get messages during the day, sorry I stopped, but if I get messages during the day when I'm at work, like I will try and write them down. But sometimes like I lose the paper, sometimes somebody takes my paper, sometimes I accidentally throw it away, sometimes I bring it home and then I forget. We got memory, but I know I have it in my purse, my little work purse. We got territory, perspective, caching. We got exposed, survival. Here they are, back again. The anomaly. I get a couple things off of that too. All right, feminine, masculine, take how it resonates. It doesn't matter. A crow is a crow is a crow, and we love them all, don't we? I do. I do. So when the scavenge card fell out, I'm a little chilly. I was fine before. Like I feel like I'm even warm, but I'm a little chilly. The vent's right there. When the scavenge card fell out, the first thing I thought was thief. And when the dominance card fell out, I'm not necessarily getting physical dominance, sexual dominance, or like a violent kind of dominance. More, and not that couldn't be possible. You can take how that resonates for you. It probably would be different with everyone's situation, but I was more or less getting like dominating the conversation. dominating, like look at me. Don't look at them, look at me. Listen to me. Why aren't you watching me? How come you're not paying attention to me? Some like somebody that wants to be like the focal point, like always has to be the focal point, always has to be, they're the attention seeker, right? Kind of like pick me energy, but just like in everyday kind of circumstances, not necessarily relationships or sexual, but like pick me, like look at me, look at me, look at me. I very much got that with the dominance. Like someone having to dominate like interactions. Like if they call someone on the phone, like they're the ones that are talking most of the time and you're listening like when can I interject so I can get off the damn phone, you know? Someone that'll text you or call you or see you in person and they talk, 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 talk. But then when you have something to say, it's like, oh, I'm sorry, I don't have time. I got to go. You know, like it's someone like if you're talking, right? If they're listening to you talk and you say something, like they constantly have to interject. Like, oh, well, this happened to me. Oh, that happened to me. Oh, this happened to me like this. Ta da 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 da. I might come back to that if I see anything else. This is someone with the memory card. Like when things happen, when they're involved in situations, events, you know, with friends, family members, strangers, whatever the case may be, like their perception with the perspective card, it tends to be very convoluted, confused, not accurate. Because again, this is someone that thinks like they're the focal point, like like everybody has to pay attention to them. And this is someone that would have memories of situations where even if they weren't able to dominate conversations, events, situations, dealing with other people, in their head they're going to remember that they did. It's it's like an ego boost. It's like a false ego boost because it just makes them worse. It just makes them believe even more that like, oh, I'm the one that everybody pays attention to. I'm the important one. I'm the good looking one. I'm the smart one. I'm the one that always has the good things to say. I'm the one that gives the great advice. Nobody else does any of these things. I'm the one. And that's just how they remember everything. If this person gets involved in a situation, something happens between them and another person, something negative, and it's like they cause it, they instigate it, this person would turn that around. Like in their memory, someone else did them wrong. Someone else fucked them over. They don't do anything like that. They don't provoke people. And it's not accurate. And that's not to say that with any person on the planet, never mind your personality, your ego, whether you're narcissistic, whether you're mentally ill, whatever the case may be. That's not to say that everybody doesn't have moments where they are overshadowed, right? Like it's not to say that this person really doesn't have moments where they are overshadowed, but they're going to find a way mentally to make that different in their head because again, this would be like somebody that would say, well, everybody likes me. Everybody likes me. There's not one person that doesn't like me. Really? Because I could name a few myself, for myself, right? And I don't give a fuck. Like at this point in my life, like we're not friends, you don't like me. Cheers. Like I don't care. I have friends. I know enough people that I get along with. Don't give a shit. You don't like me? Fine, don't like me. I am no longer a people pleaser. I don't care. I think I told you guys a couple of weeks ago, I gave some of the girls at work some of my old Coach, like purses, little wallets, things like that. All stuff that I tried to resell on Facebook Marketplace, and I couldn't. I mean, I sold a few things like probably like a year ago, but I really hadn't sold anything in a long time. And I'm like, I don't want to keep this up anymore. Like I'm tired of going and reviving the page and reviving the listings, and then people will message me and they're not serious. They're not serious. Um and people, right now it's hard for people like who can afford for, who can afford to buy eggs, right? Never mind buy like a Coach wallet or a Coach purse for $100. So some of the pieces that I didn't really necessarily need or want. I mean, there's who I have so much Coach, it's ridiculous. Who needs and wants any of it? But I picked out some stuff for some of my work friends and I gave it to them as gifts. And one of the girl, I think I told you guys, one of the ladies, she's like, "Oh, let me buy you a coffee and a donut." And I said, "Babe, you don't need to do that." I said, I give these as gifts because I want to, because it brings me joy. I don't expect anything in return." And she goes, "No, I know you don't expect anything." And she's like, "But let me buy you a coffee and a donut." I got to tell you, that was the best coffee and that was the best fucking donut. I'm not even kidding. I ate it. Well, she brought it for me that morning, and I put it. I like put it and hid it in my bag, and I had it for my first break, and it was delicious. And I thanked her very much. Um, but she didn't need to do that. Like I do that from the bottom of my heart. Like in my eyes, they did me a favor. Like now I have more room in my closet. And I told them too. I said, when spring comes and it's a little bit warmer and the days are a little bit longer and I have more time after work, like I will be out in the garage going through stuff. I'm like, if I find stuff and I think, you would like it or it would be a good fit for you, I'm going to bring it in for you. Like I don't expect anything. And it's kind of funny because I think word got around the department that like I kind of gave out some stuff, and one of the ladies that I used to be friends with that um, I'm pretty sure hates me now. Um, I think she's mad because I didn't give her anything, and I think the people that didn't get anything and are pissed off about it, I think because one of the other ladies said something to me and it kind of like my little alarm bells went off, right? My little spidey sense went off. I think one of them is saying that I was giving out gifts to hold on to friends. You know what I mean? To like buy their friendship. And the funny thing is I had made a comment to one of my male friends at work, a very nice young gentleman. He's like 27, 28, I think. Um, he was upset because one of the girls, one of the ladies at work, she's a younger woman, so I want to say girl, but that's demeaning, right? Um, politically correct as a woman. One of the young women, he was having trouble like talking to her, being friends with her. He felt like like she was kind of rejecting him as a friend and that kind of thing. And I said to him, I said, "Do you hang out with her outside of work?" And he goes, "No." I said, "Do you talk to her? Like, do you guys text and call each other and stuff?" And he goes, "Not really." And I looked at him and I said, "Then what's the big deal?" And he just looked at me. And I said to him, I said, I don't want you to take offense to this because I love you. He's been there. I think he just had his 3-year anniversary recently, I think. Um, anyway, anywho, um, I said to him, I said, I don't want you to take offense to this because I love you. I think you're a really great person. I said, but there are not many people here in our department in this warehouse that I look at as friends, like real, genuine friends. I said to him, I said, these are work friends. These are colleagues. These are acquaintances. These aren't your best buddies. And it's kind of funny because I think this ex-friend of mine is saying things about me trying to buy friendship when the whole complete opposite is true, because I probably was him. I was that person that was always like, well, they don't like me. Why don't they like me? Like, I thought we were friends. How come they don't like me? And then on top of it, I was always the person that was trying to buy people's affection, right? I always used to do that. I did it with almost every person I ever knew. And I stopped because A, it's not healthy, and B, buying someone something is not going to make them your friend. If they don't like you, they're not going to like you. And I came to the realization that most friendships don't even really last. So work colleagues that you've known for a couple of years, 5 years, even 10 years, I mean, do you see them every day outside of work? I don't really consider that a friend. And me giving them a gift, it's not going to change that. So if I'm going to give a gift, I have to give that gift with my whole heart, knowing that I'm not going to get anything back. And I think a lot of people don't recognize that kind of thing. And anyway, this woman, I think, is telling people that I'm trying to buy people's affection when the exact opposite is true. And this is kind of what's going on here, is like this person is trying to put off some type of perspective, and it's the exact opposite. And I think people will eventually realize like what the truth is there, because you can only hide your behavior for so long when everything you say and do is like the exact opposite of like what's happening. Do you know what I'm saying? Because eventually this person is going to have a story to tell about something, and it's going to involve someone they know, and they're going to totally change the story, and that person that hears that is going to go to the other person and be like, hey, so and so said this happened. And that person's going to be like, what? That never happened. That didn't happen like that. That person's crazy. And that's when things start to unravel. That's when this person like gets found out, right? Because you can't hide that kind of stuff. I just heard fake it till you make it. I mean, it kind of gives off a little bit of that, like this person is faking it, but they're never going to make it because they're going to keep faking it. That's the problem. With the territory card, this person is safe there. This person is safe, or they believe they're safe, when in reality, again, other people are eventually going to realize that this person is full of shit. That they just change stories and situations to suit their own needs, you know? With the cashing card, this person hides details in situations, stories with people, events, whatever the case may be. Like this person likes to hide what really happens, what they do to people, what they do in situations, that kind of thing. It's definitely not a truth seeker, a truth teller. They're just, I think what it comes down to is it's not a nasty energy like we had the other day, but it's just a negative energy, and this person will just hide everything about themselves so that people don't know who they really are. This person is eventually going to get exposed, okay? Because again, something's going to come back and bite them in the ass. Like they're going to tell one perspective of a story and somebody else is going to say something else, but people aren't going to believe theirs. At some point, people are going to like start thinking and be like, well, hold the fuck up. Like, that doesn't sound right because Betty said she was there and she said this happened. So are you calling Betty a liar? You know, like it gives off that energy. Like they're gonna get caught up in a lie. Like they're gonna get it caught up in a story, say something that they shouldn't say. It's just, I just heard it gives off stupid. It gives off simple. I think people, when they feed into their own delusions and they believe the bullshit that they say, they make themselves stupid, right? They make themselves look stupid. They make themselves seem simple because, again, not everything is always going to go in your favor. Like, you're not always going to win the argument. You're not always going to be right. And the people that think that, I mean, why would you think that? I've said this like 100 billion times, I think. Like, I don't ever want to be the person that says, oh, I know everything, I got nothing else to learn. I want to learn for the rest of my life. And the fact that I'm an old broad, and the fact that I sometimes forget things, like I'm gonna be relearning the same stuff over and over, and I'm gonna fucking love it. Seriously, the person that thinks that they know everything, the person that thinks they have nothing else to learn, I have said this before, is not the person I want to know. I do not want to hang out with that person. I don't want to be friends with that person. I don't want to have anything to do with that person. I will never, ever, ever get on a video and, other than jokingly, say that I have nothing else to learn. My life is good. I'm over. I'm done. Absolutely not. Of all the things that take place in the world, all the inventions, all the people, just, I mean, think about everything in the world: architecture, literature, food, agriculture, science. You're telling me you feel like you know everything about that? Animals, humanity, philosophy, poetry, music. You know everything there is to know about that. See, in my mind, this person like gives off like that know-it-all energy, right? Like, well, I already know it all. Like, I'm right about everything. Anybody that falls for that shit, whether it be for a minute, whether it be for 20 years, anybody that falls for that shit, you need your head examined. And I'm going to tell you why I'm going to say that. Because I was that person that fell for that shit. If you fall for that shit, you need an awakening. You need an enlightening, you need a healing journey. Because you might be brainwashed. Just saying. You can make a comment and say you hate me or whatever. But seriously, I was there. Hello, I grew up with that with my family, and I grew up around that with the ex-best friend. She thought she knew everything. And I bowed down to her, like I always listened to her advice. I always thought she had great things to say. But when I look back on it now, it's like, man, she had an ego on her. Like she literally thought she knew it all. Like she literally thought like I'm the bee's knees and I got nothing else to think of. Like I know it all. Here it is. Don't talk down to me because I'm everything. I know it all. She totally gave off that energy. And she was totally full of shit. Absolutely full of shit all fucking day. Now don't get me wrong. That's not to say that she doesn't know a lot, right? She probably does. She probably does. I mean, and not to be mean, because I don't want to be mean to the woman that sexually assaulted me twice. I don't want to be mean to her, but she didn't work. I can't remember for how many years she hasn't worked. She was on disability. I'm assuming she still is. She sits at home. She has the time to study, to learn anything, right? She could literally set the goal for herself. Okay, I'm going to set 3 hours aside every day for me to like get on the computer or go to go have someone take me to the library so I can check out a book, and I'm going to learn. Like I'm going to fill the noggin, right? Did she do that? I'm sure she did that to an extent, but I also feel like at some point she was filling herself with negativity. I think she was very much involved in things that she just should not have been putting all of her energy into. And that's just my opinion. And some of those things would be hypersexuality, dark arts, if you know what I mean. Um, and just allowing herself to be drawn into a very karmic type of existence, because when I look back on it, it's just at the very least she gave off spoiled brat energy, and at the very most she gave off predator energy. But she was definitely someone that for whatever reason thought she knew it all. And again, when I look back on our friendship, like she didn't know shit. She didn't know shit. She might have known more than me, but she didn't know shit. So what does that tell you? And again, I will take learning every day. I will take figuring something out every day as opposed to being like, no, I'm good. I know everything. Because that's bullshit. That's just you lying to yourself. Again, there's so much out there to learn about. Like, why? And why would you stop? Why would you not want to learn about everything you could possibly learn about? Whatever interests you, whatever tickles your fancy. Why would you stop? This is someone that gets exposed because they eventually can't cover their tracks. You can only lie and expect to be shielded for so long. And again, I always just feel like that's part of karma. That's part of your karma. When you live negatively, when you're karmic, when you're toxic, that's part of your karma. You get exposed. People figure it out one at a time. They figure out you're full of shit. It happens. People that convince you that their word is gospel is not at all someone that you should be following. Like I would, and I've told you guys before, I don't know everything there is to know about spirituality, about God. All I know is what I know from my own experiences. All I know is what I know from the belief that I've lived many lifetimes, lived on other timelines. You know, that's all I know. I don't know everything. I would never tell you to watch my videos and don't watch any other readers. Don't go to church. Don't do this. Don't. No, no. If you want to expand your mind in whatever way, if you want to learn, if you want to grow, if you want to change, if you want to continue moving forward, there is absolutely nothing wrong with doing whatever you want to do as long as it's positive, it doesn't hurt you, it doesn't hurt anybody else. Like, do it. Like, I would never tell you, oh, don't go to church. Don't go to church. If you want to go to church, go to church. I don't go to church, but you can go to church. It's not like I've never been to church. And I love old churches. I would go to an old church. I love cathedrals and stuff. I've always been drawn to like old timey churches, whether very basic or like fantastical, right? I've always been drawn to that. I would go to that church. But those like mega churches and stuff, I have no interest. I have no interest. And I can't guarantee I would go there to pray, although I probably would, you know? I talk to God all the time. Do I feel like I need a church? No. But if you feel like you need a church, then you go to church. That's not for me to say. That's not for me to judge. I would never say, "Oh, don't do that." Well, I mean, I would tell you not to do bad things. Like don't fuck around with the moon. It pisses the moon off and it pisses me off. And you guys already know that. But other than that, like I I would never tell somebody you can see the moon, but it's kind of covered by clouds. I would never tell somebody to not do something. Like if you want to do it and it's not hurting you or anybody else, go for it. If you're learning, if you're expanding your mind, I think that's fabulous. Obviously, I don't want you to be addicted to anything, okay? I'm not saying that that's okay. I would never, like I want everybody to be happy and healthy. I'll throw that out there too. This person is either in survival mode if this has already happened, started happening, or they're going to be if it hasn't yet. Because once people start to realize who they are, it's going to be like image recovery, right? Like, kind of like that celebrity, like when celebrities say things and people get mad and then the celebrity recants it. And, oh, I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have said that. And I don't know how I feel about that. People will get online and get on TV and get on the radio and be like, oh, I don't think celebrities should use their platform to say what they want to say. Why not? Why not? Because you don't agree with what they're saying? I mean, I don't agree with what you're saying. I don't agree with what they're saying. But who am I? Who are you to say that they shouldn't believe in what they believe in? You know? I don't know. I think anybody should be able to have an opinion about anything. And if they happen to have a platform where they can voice it, then there you go. More power to them. It doesn't, when celebrities come out and say, like, oh, I voted for President Trump, or, oh, I'm sad that Biden bowed out of the race, or, oh, I voted for Kamala, or, oh, I liked Bush, or I like this celebrity, or I like this, or I like that, or, like, okay. Like someone else's opinion is not necessarily going to change my opinion, you know? I don't know how I got off on this rant. It kind of makes sense though, because whoever this person is, like people that once valued their opinion, once valued their favor, now they're going to be like, well, that person's no good. Like, look at all the shit they lied about. Why would I have anything to do with them? They're going to be doing damage control. And it's not that this person won't still have friends and a family and stuff like that. It's just like anytime they say or do something, in the back of those friends and families' minds is going to be the question, like, is this really accurate? Is this really, like, again, everybody has the power to make their own opinion and their own judgment. And you can still be friends and family with somebody and just not agree with what they have to think or say. And whoever this person is, that's going to hit their ego. That's when this person realizes that there are indeed people out there that like just don't believe what they have to say. They have no desire to put them first. They have no desire to cater to that, again, pick me type energy. um it's going to be devastating for them, because it's almost going to be like losing your identity. Like this person is going to feel like, well, like now everybody sees me, like as a failure or a loser or something like that. And this person's going to feel like totally out of place. And that's where the anomaly comes in, because they're going to feel like the odd one out. Whereas they might have tried to make other people feel that way in the past, because again, they had to be the center of attention. Now this person is going to be the odd one out with the anomaly. And not in a good way, right? Or at least not in a good way for this person, because that's not what they want. They want to be the center of attention. They don't want to be the one on the sidelines watching everybody else. The other thing that I got with the territory card, um, is this person quite might quite literally might literally like spew out like facts and stuff to people that are just not accurate. And the reason why I'm seeing this with the territory card, because it very much gives the energy of someone like again, reading something, right, and seeing someone's like research or idea or something, and then taking that and repeating it to someone else, but like totally reversing it and making it about someone else or something else, and like even taking the actual person's name out of it and maybe putting someone else's name in it. Or even if they do that with themselves, with their own story, right? like like somebody seeing an article online where, um and I'm just making shit up, like some guy rescued 3 dogs out of a well. This person will like literally meet a stranger and tell a stranger like, oh well, like 2 years ago I was in the news because I rescued 3 dogs in a well. It gives off that kind of energy, like stealing people's stories, stealing people's thoughts and ideas, because they think it's going to make them look better. and not really thinking about, again, about the after effect of being eventually being exposed and then trying to figure themselves out after. Because whoever this person is, like they do, like they'll do negative shit all damn day, but they don't want anybody to look at them negatively. They don't want to be judged. Like this person likes to put off a certain persona, possibly different to every person they know. And if for some reason something falls out of place and someone sees something that they're not supposed to see, and this person gets called out on it, it's like devastating. Because how do they recoup that for themselves? Because again, people are going to start to look at them differently. And how do you make them go back to just blindly believing whatever you have to say or whatever you have to do? Like at some point this person realizes it's not going to be possible. Like they're fucked. And I really do think with the memories, like whatever, if this person is saying things about people, other people, like negative things, not great things, or they're taking other people's stories and making them their own, at some point, like they know that they're doing it. It's not that they don't know that they're doing it. It's that they think that they're never going to get fucking caught. And they probably haven't gotten caught, right? For a long time. But when they do, I just don't understand like why people can't be honest about who they are, what they stand for. Like I don't know. It's really cold air coming through there. Well, not really cold, but cold. I just don't understand why people have to lie about things to draw in like an audience. Like just be who you are. Again, I really feel like something is gonna come up from the past for this person and bite them in the ass. Like again, somebody's gonna hear something and be like, "Well, that didn't happen. Todd said it happened this way," or like something is gonna bite this person in the ass. Because you also got to remember, you could be the smartest fucking person on the planet, but if you're retelling stories or you're telling different stories and you're telling different people different stories, like eventually you're gonna trip up and someone is gonna put two and two together. All right, I think I'm gonna leave it there. This person, man. This person, man. All right. I hope it resonated for you. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope, if anything, you found it entertaining. I don't know why I'm doing the voice. I hope everybody has a great evening, and I'll talk to you later.